Very good morning. Obviously, we had the devastating news yesterday evening of Her Majesty the Queen and her passing. We all have our personal memories of the Queen, I'm sure. I have many. That cheeky smile, her Annus Horribilis famous speech, and many a Christmas post-lunch Christmas speech. Very, very fond memories. And it got me thinking, as I was thinking about it last night, as we all, as I say, have our own memories, how it's affected our industry and in particular demolition. And last Friday, a week ago today, we were celebrating and enjoying the British Demolition Awards. One of the judges who I enjoyed a good chat and a drink with was Wayne Bagnall. Now, Wayne, 25 years ago, was awarded an MBE, this in part for his services to demolition and certainly construction. I've invited Wayne for a chat about his experience with Queen Elizabeth some 25 years ago. So with the luck and a wing and a prayer of science, I'm going to invite Wayne into the chat now, where fingers crossed the connection works and we can have a decent chat between Wayne and myself on his experiences, as I say, with Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth. Wayne, very good morning to you.
Good morning, Ben. Thank you for arranging this meeting. I was very saddened to hear the loss of Her Majesty the Queen yesterday afternoon. A lovely, hardworking and lady, dedicated and given her life to this country. And yes, as you say, I did get the pleasure to meet her with my family back in 1997.
Gosh, you're quite right. I was just doing a small piece to camera where I remember you were very kind, actually, enough to bring your MBE with you, which I was able to hold just a week ago. How crazy is that? We're enjoying a few glasses of champagne, a celebration of all things demolition, particularly British demolition. We were having a good chat, a laugh, and a week later, less than a week later, the devastating news. Yes,
I mean, just for a bit of kind of put it in context, in 97, in the February, March, I think it was, I received a letter from 10 Downing Street saying that they wished to put my name forward for a civil honour, and subject to Her Majesty accepting this. I accepted the letter. I was actually just completing a master's degree at the time, working from home. Christine was late coming back, so I couldn't tell anybody, but I could tell Christine. And in June 97, it was published in the Gazette, which is the first time that I realised that it was going through in the London Gazette, and it was for my full name, Miles Wayne Bagnall, for services to the building industry, which is quite ironic, but they didn't have a separate category for the demolition industry.
Oh, wow.
So, having been invited to an investiture at Buckingham Palace in the summer of 1997, I was there with Cilla Black, because they do it in alphabetical order by surname.
Wow.
I was queuing up, having been briefed in an ante-room with my wife, Christine, and my two boys, Philip and Richard. And then I was invited to step in front of Her Majesty to say that my name for services to the building industry. And the first thing that the Queen said to me is that, Mr. Bagnall, I'm delighted to give you this honour, because you're the first demolition man I've been able to give this to.
Wow.
And it's ironic. It's for services to the building industry. And we both smiled. And Christine said to me afterwards, she said, I hope you didn't joke to the Queen. I said, no, the Queen kind of made me smile by saying what she said. And she was such a lovely lady. I was so nervous, and yet when I spoke to her, she was speaking just to me, and I felt relaxed, and probably had only 5 or 10 minutes speaking to her, and then.
Wow, that's a long time, though. That's a fair old length.
Well, she knew 3 things that I had done, Ben, and I said to her, I said, Mum, I do things because I love my job, and she said, and that is why, Mr. Bagnall, you've been recognised. Because you don't do this for anything other than the fact that you love your job. And so, Ben, what I wore on Friday in Leicester, the British Demolition Awards, was a miniature that my wife bought from my 2 boys, which I can wear when I'm in formal dress. So the full medal is quite large, but I wore the miniature.
I had no idea. I thought that was it, but that's the dress version, I suppose. Yeah, yeah.
That's the dress version, and I'm very saddened to learn about the passing of Her Majesty, and I send my condolences. I'll be signing the official book online, and I just want to say, I love this job. I love what you and Beverly are doing. I really enjoy being with Yvonne and Craig and the other judges at the British Demolition Awards. And, I pass my best wishes to everyone, but particularly to the royal family at this very difficult time.
Wayne, again, I was WhatsApping you at 6 o'clock this morning. You are the one demolition guy I know with the MBE. I don't know if you're the only one still, but you certainly were the first. We had, I'd like to think, become friends over recent weeks, organising British Demolition Awards, and where you were kind enough to be one of our 3 elite judges for that. You've come to my aid, and I just think it adds a bit of interest. I didn't know your story, your full story, till last week. How you got the MBE, how it came across. There were still elements you've just said there now that I didn't know. I think it's of interest to our readers, our viewers, how it came about, how you got it, and your experience with the Queen most of all. One last thing on this before you go. I'd just like to know how did the day come about, and was it at Buck House? Were you taken to the palace? Just a few more personal details that you can remember from 1997.
Okay, so I was invited to Buckingham Palace, and you could take your car in or you could walk in. I thought, well, I'm never
the main gates. The main gates. You go through that bit or around the back, or?
Yes, you go in the main gates, and I'll just share this with you. As we were driving in, I was actually behind Cilla Black's car, and as we drove in, everybody was waving, and my boys were in the back. Christine was in the front with me, and my boys were waving madly and said, "Look, Dad, everybody's waving." I said, "They're waving for Cilla Black." I said, "But wave back, boys." I said, it's a lovely day. And Philip said, Dad, they might be waving for Cilla Black, but we're here and we're going into the palace. And we were then greeted by a guard on the gate who said, "Good morning, sir, enjoy your investiture." And it was a very special day, very special time, very humbling, Ben, I've got to say. I met some lovely people on the day. And as I say, very humbled, very proud, but I just want to say, I'm so sad that she's passed, but let her rest in peace, because she has been a wonderful lady and done some fantastic things in her life.
I couldn't agree more. And on those very somber but true words, Wayne, thank you for your time today. Really appreciate it.
You're very welcome. All the best to everyone.
Thank you.